Alright, we're doing 5D, application of unit circles, so write the title and start writing some notes down. The most important note you need to write down is this little identity. It's always going to be used in trig ratios. It's just a standard identity that is given to you so you can use to find the unknown variable. So in our case, in example 7, our unknown variable is cos theta, and we are given sine theta. So all you have to do is first copy down the identity and then solve it. So instead of writing sine theta, I'm going to copy down 2 over 3. So because sine theta is squared, I just square the 2 over 3. And then I'm going to solve the rest of the equation. So I'm just going to move the 2 over 3 squared to the other side, the right-hand side. So I get 1 take 4 over 9 because I've just squared them in my head, and which becomes 5 over 9. So I get that cos squared is 5 over 9. I don't want cos squared, I want cos theta. So I know that I have to square root both of them, and whenever I square root both of them, I get plus and minus answers. And when I chuck that in the calculator, I get square root 5 over 3. So those are my two options of cos. We have to illustrate this answer, which means I just have to draw my unit circle. My best attempt at drawing a circle. What that means is, remember our acronym, South Australian Tennis Club, whatever you use. We know that sine's going to be positive in these two sections, so let me draw them for you. These two sections. Doesn't have to be exactly the same angle. I don't actually know what the angle is, but all I do know is at these 2 points there is an answer of, this one's going to be the positive cos value, and then the sine value is 2 over 3. And then this one's going to be a negative cos value, and the sine value is the same. So this is what the answer demonstrates. So you should be able to copy that down. Moving on to the next example. So if sine theta has this value in this range, find cos theta and tan theta and give exact values. So what we have to do is figure out how to solve the cos theta of that value. So let me draw whereabouts that would be. So we know our South Australian Tennis Club. We know that sine is going to be positive in the first and second quadrant, so it's going to be either the T or the C section. So we'll see how we go with that. So it's going to be either this answer or this answer we get. So we'll have a look. So we use the identity again. Then sub some values in. And then when I square that value becomes, oh, I should have a negative. 9 over 16. So I get 5 over 16 for cos squared. So if I want to find cos, I square root it, and when I square root it, I get 2 answers, which gives me square root 5 over 4, and those are my answers. So I want the answer to be in this quadrant. As you can see, my range is pi. So this is pi, and this is 3 pi over 2. So we want that to be in that answer. So hopefully I know that my answer is going to be the negative version. So my cos is negative square root 5 over 4, because that one's negative square root 5 over 4, comma, negative 3 over 4, and this one is a positive option. So that's how I know that it's going to be the negative option. So let me write that down. Cos theta, in this case, in our case, we want the negative option. So now we know the cos theta, we've ticked that one off. Now we have to find the tan theta. Tan theta isn't too hard to find. You know that it's going to be sine theta over cos theta. Let me just double check the answer before we move on. Oh, I got something wrong. Okay, let me double check that over here. I got that one wrong. One take. I should have used a calculator. If I do that, I get 7. So hopefully some of you have caught on to that. That means that's just square root 7. That's just square root 7. Let's just double check that's all good. Great. Now all I have to do is write my sine theta at the top, which is minus 3/4. And then my cos theta on the bottom, minus square root 7/4. And then chuck that in the calculator or simplify it. And you should have your answer. And I get 3 square root 7/7. Let's double check with the answers. I think that's actually the same as the answer they have given us. Let me just double check. It sure is. If I put 3 over square root 7, it gives me 3 square root 7 and 7, so therefore the answer is correct. Sometimes it's a bit of a manipulation of square roots because they don't like having maybe square roots on the bottom as answers, but just double check with your calculator and you should be okay. So now you should be able to do all of these questions. Make sure you write all of the examples down and do the questions, check the solutions, etc.